saw me hop out. Well, I'm sorry about that. That was just like a tech issue. So here I am, guys. It's been a while since I've hopped on. This is an impromptu live, so I'm not even sure who's going to join. But I decided I wanted to do it because I haven't been on in a while. It's actually my birthday weekend tomorrow, and I'm going to be like running around a lot, but I really wanted to like share my birthday with you guys. And I also wanted to talk a little bit more about some of the stuff that I have been posting in the last few weeks, because yes, we are in a new year. We're in January, guys, so happy new year, even though I know it's like the 16th, but I have been spending time in Australia, as you guys know, and now I'm back in my spot. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about you getting back into your power. A lot of the content that I've been posting has been very much to do with getting you into that state of you knowing that you're always the proof and the validation when it comes to manifesting. So the topic of the video is manifesting in SP. You're always the proof, you're always the evidence. And I want to like really hone in on this live. I'll even take some Q&A for whoever joins. Hey, already we've got someone. Okay, Exbo, you. Okay, nice to see you. Hi, oh, girl in love. Hi, Lisa. Hi. Okay, yo, it's Talsy. Heck yeah. Fuck yeah, I'm back. So guys, yeah, it's a special birthday live one. I just want to like have fun, and you guys know that my lives are like really impromptu, casual. I like to shoot the shit, and I love to connect with you guys because I love you guys so much. But I wanted to also, do a follow-up to a lot of the stuff that I have been posting about recently. So yes, it's the new year. So new year, new you. I wanted to talk about this a little bit because some of you, definitely a lot of the content I've been posting has been hopefully like targeting some issues that I feel like, I don't want to say issues, some of you have no issues. I don't want to create that assumption. But what I see a lot of you might be struggling with is some frustration because you have all these desires, all these goals. That's a very new year related theme, an SP. Some of you are consciously manifesting SPs. And you're like maybe fed up because you're like, this is my year, right? This is the year that I get my person, or this is the year that everything happens for me. So I want to bring you back to the premise that I always emphasize, which is it's not about new year, new you. It's you are whatever you say you are moment by moment, and that you are absolutely the power moment by moment. Okay, guys? So I have posted a few videos in the lead up to this live. I've done a video about, how the biggest holdup that I see with people manifesting is misunderstanding the fundamentals when they are getting into manifesting. For sure, there's this whole premise around impressing the subconscious mind, for sure, because your subconscious is bringing about your reality, okay? And it is unlimited. It's going to rearrange everything for you according to, your focus, right? But a lot of people are obsessed with impressing through affirming, but they're missing the fundamental component, which is that they're the validation. So I did a lot of content on this, and I want to hone on this, okay, in this live, because I want to make manifestation effortless for you guys, okay? I want you to understand that you're always the evidence. I want you to understand that when you self-validate, okay, this is going to make your manifestation so effortless and easy, and not all this pain and this frustration that I see a lot of people have, or perceptions of delay or lag or whatever, right? So we've talked a lot about, that your entire reality is perception driven. You're always perceiving things from an identity. You're not really any particular identity. You're source behind an identity, and you get to choose an identity through which you're going to experience life, or in any given moment, a snapshot of life, right? Basically, so your state of consciousness. So moment by moment, you're able to reselect. Now, you guys are pretty advanced by now if you've been following me for a while, so I'm not going to treat you guys like children. You know the fundamentals, right? States of consciousness. Everything on the outside is a reflection of your state. States are changeable. Behind that is the consciousness. It is the I am, and you are total, you are everything, you're whole, and you're complete. So I've also done a video on creation is finished, and I've explained that principle, okay? Meaning that anything that you could ever imagine has already been made. also from a quantum theory perspective, or even if we do think about Neville and imagination being the true reality, and even biblical reference of creation is finished, it means that if you think of a desire, it's not because it's going to be created in some future linear timeline. It's something that has already been completed, okay? And it's come to you because it's almost played out, right? Like it's something that is playing out or played out somewhere, okay? Like in another timeline. And in order for you to experience it, you just need to be the person that identifies with that experience, okay? Or having that experience, which is a self-validation, which is why we talk about being in the state of the wish fulfilled, right? So I like to go back to Neville. I've said in other live streams and other videos that it's not because Neville is like my die-hard go-to person, but he was pretty much a pioneer. And I also think that when I integrate it into my explanations, it makes a lot of sense, okay? So when we think about states of consciousness, there's a state of the wish fulfilled, and that is really all you ever need to do internally for your experience to be experienced externally, for your experience to materialize, right? So the mistake that people make is the seeking of the validation outside. So this is where we experience waiting, hoping, wanting, delay. There's also a lot of misconceptions. I don't even believe in like waiting for the 3D to catch up. I think even that in itself is a perception. Okay, guys? For example, it's like when you can get into control of this and you really start to understand that you're the only source, the only validation, and the selector of an experience that's created. One, you're not even looking for the experience because you've made a decision and you're like, yeah, I thought of it, so that must be true. And you get on with things, and it's it is instant in consciousness, and you're going to see things move so fast that you have no idea. So this whole even idea of, okay, I've said something and now I have to wait for like the state. Some people think that, I actually saw a comment on a video today, and it was like, I check the tarot to see if my state is aligned. Okay, so guys, there's no need to wait for your state to catch up to the tarot or any of that. Your state moves all the time, okay? Frame by frame by frame, moment by moment by moment. That's why I said to you, there's no need to set intentions for the year and wait for the materialization over time for things to happen. Everything's happening internally at the acceptance of your desire. That is what Neville was saying when he said, choosing the state of the wish fulfilled, which is fulfilled at the moment of choosing it, because it exists, okay? Now, everything is materializing immediately, and certain things can materialize so fast, like you have no idea. And especially if you come into the practice of doing this. For example, I've talked a lot about this on recent videos, like whatever you assume to be true in the now, it's true. So in the cases of you guys, for example, I use this analogy a lot because I like to tackle topics that are very common in my community, because we deal a lot with like dating scenarios, or people that are in no contact, or people that are in hot and cold, or manifesting exes back, or whatever. So if you're in a state where there is silence or there is no contact, as soon as you assume in the now moment that this person is thinking about you, is reaching out right now, and accept it, okay? Like this is because you're the validation, you're the proof, you've chosen it, and you move forward with that knowingness. So this is why I'm doing this video. So not dissing people that emphasize that you do lots and lots of AFs and that you just keep doing techniques. I'm giving you kind of like the secret sauce behind that. And then it's up to you if you want to do repetition and all of that. I don't do that. I just like to go about my day, and I like to think in alignment with what I've said, okay? But I've actually found personally that just having that confidence that it is because I said so. Oh, if someone pops in my mind, it's what I assume so. It appears very, very quickly, guys. So this resistance thing that a lot of people have is this kind of misunderstanding that you are waiting for something outside to validate you. So when you self-validate and understand that the only evidence is you, exactly, Lisa, as within, so without, you are going to find so much magic in your day. It's not magic, right? Like it's just awareness. So you're going to find that this is like the shortcut and the fastest way to start being the director of your show. Okay, you're going to actually really see this like really quickly. This is happening for me like so fast, you have no idea. More so than when I probably first started out. And a lot of people do, we get curious about conscious manifesting and we go down that kind of hole of like trying to find the perfect technique, and there's nothing wrong with techniques. I've talked about it. It's reinforcement of being in a state and reminding yourself of something that's true, that's in existence, okay? Because I explained you're just selecting something and saying this is true. However, what a lot of people do is that they think that the technique is the thing that they have to do because that is like some kind of a magic tool, and then they wait for the evidence of the technique to show them that they have something, so it's in the reverse order, okay? So if you can understand that the backing is the knowing that you're all the evidence that you need. So when you've made a decision, and guys, we do this all day. You just have excess levels of importance or difficulty with, say, SPs. Some of you. I actually was speaking to a client about this yesterday, and she's made massive progress with an SP. Massive progress compared to what she was before, and she's been in my course Shifted. And we were just talking about, you know, sometimes when she goes into a little bit of fear or doubt, which again is you guys, it's an illusion. It has nothing to do with the person. It's just you kind of going in and out of an old state or an awareness where you feel like something is deciding outside of you and it never is, okay? You're always the evidence. But anyway, I gave her the example. It's like, if you think of, you have to have faith in the unseen, meaning you're the evidence, okay? So whoever you're being and what you're thinking about, and you accept this is true, this is how it is, well, you're doing that anyway in every case. Like I've given examples on videos. You think of a friend before they text you, okay? Why? Because it's come from you, okay? It was in the unseen and then you got the text or the phone call. Now, some of you say, but not with my SP. Now, you have to get out of this linear logical thing where you're stuck in a state and an identity and the way in which you relate to them and your self-concept in relation to them. So your assumption is, but they don't want to talk to me, they're not reaching out. It's as simple as in the now saying they absolutely want to talk to me, they're reaching out any minute now. Do I think you need to obsessively, robotically affirm it? I mean, some coaches say to you, repetition. Fine. If you want to do that, that's okay. You also can have the knowing and the backing behind you, your God consciousness. Everything is already created. Nothing is being created, destroyed, lost, taken away from you. You're selecting something that is, and you're accepting that you're the validation. So you are validating this is true, which is not like a huge deal or like a big effort. It's just like, yes, because I said so, right? Like as much as you're like, oh, I thought of my friend, so they must be thinking about me, or they're probably going to reach out any minute now. They do. So if you can have the backing and have the same level of, you know, the degree of neutrality and acceptance that what you say it is, and you're going to see this in your reality, guys, like your awareness, and you're going to be able to then choose more consciously. Like, for example, and I was saying to that client yesterday, I was like, you know, the thing is we're doing this all day, and what people don't understand is, say, in relation to the friend versus the SP, they're not paying attention to what they're assuming and what their inner conversations are with their SP versus their friend or versus someone else. And that is coming down to self-concept, what you assume about yourself in relation to that person. And yes, in some cases, you guys have had an identity, certain experiences, and again, all identities and states exist in the now. So it's not linear. There's nothing to undo, fix, or manipulate, but you've had an experience, an impression, and a perception, conversations, etc., and then you're very fixed on it, and all you need to do is just be like, okay, like switch it up, okay? If that person pops in your mind, for those that want them, you'd be like, well, they popped in my mind, so that's because no matter what they're doing, they're obsessively thinking about me, they're madly in love with me. It's a perception change that is connected to a shift in your state, and a shift in your state is moment by moment, guys. It can be, unless you persist. So if you persist in the identity out of the eternal you, consciousness, choosing to be the identity that only perceives in that way, well, that is what delays your manifestation. Or if you persist in the perception even. Some of you are doing it like half or putting conditions on things. That's why I'm like, let's get you into the now moment, being the power and being the source and the validation that what you want is yours right now. Some of you put conditions on it. So you are into conscious manifesting, but you're thinking about your SP, and one, you think that they're harder than something else. So you're thinking that you have to jump through all these hurdles and you have to wait and you have to maybe do extra affirmations, or you're focused on those old circumstances or old things. And so you're like, okay, this is going to be harder than getting someone to text me, like my friend, in a moment. Now, guys, nothing moment by moment. There's no continuum, okay? I know that that sounds a little kooky, okay? However, what's this behind in the chat? God knows what that is, probably trolls. So we are basically experiencing reality, and even like there's so many teachers that talk about this, so I'm not just the only one that's just like making this up. But if you test this, this is when you can actually see really wild changes, like people just shifting like 180 changes on you really, really fast through you and your focus. But like, think about snapshots, like your experience, it's like a frame by frame by frame, okay? Moment by moment of a totality of things that exist in the moment through perception, okay? So all you need to do is we're not conditioned to do it. But if you really want what you want, then you need to be aware, okay? What is it that I'm thinking of that I desire? Okay, that's because it already exists. It's in existence right now. And then all I need to do is say, this is how it is, because I'm now the version of me that's true. That's my experience. And this is why so many people have done this, and I've done it myself, where that's exactly what's confirmed, okay? That's why they've had an SP come in and say exactly what they've been saying. I can't stop thinking about you. Or they've called really fast after, as soon as they've realized this. Like literally can take you a moment. You just need to let go of the old story, or you need to let go of the old identity, the one that keeps assuming in the same way. So be aware of what you're assuming, okay? And your assumptions can be all sorts of things. It may not even at this point be because you're consciously manifesting. You may not even assume anymore that your person doesn't love you, but you have all these other assumptions. You have all these conditions, okay? You're like, well, they love me, but manifesting takes time. There's a big lag. Then you're looking for the lag. You're always the evidence, guys. So if you can just start self-validating and also being pretty cool with that, like that's what I'm saying, like time is an illusion. So things feel very, very long when you say something and you wait for the evidence, okay? So then things stretch and you're obsessed. You're obsessed with the waiting and the waiting. The fastest results that I've had is I've said, oh, so SP, pop in my mind. Oh, they're madly in love with me. They're thinking about me right now. Of course, that no matter what they're doing, they're thinking about me. They're texting me any minute now. I get on with my day. I get the text almost immediately, and they'll say, I can't stop thinking about you. Okay, but it's all about you. Where are you focused? If you're focusing on an absence, you're going to get more absence. If you're focused on the having or being in that state where you know, again, this is all about the knowing. Okay, so you are the only validation. You are the evidence. That's it. It's like get in this practice and this habit. And this is why, again, faith in the unseen, which doesn't have to be a big deal, guys, faith in the unseen, like something that feels really impossible. It's like it sounds like you're praying and you're hoping for faith in the unseen. It's not a religious thing praying to God. The faith in the unseen is that everything came from imagination and you and your consciousness to begin with. Like I said, even the text from the friend, or even your fucking dinner that you're eating tonight, it originally came in the unseen because you thought of it and then it appeared, okay, or you made it, okay? So you just need to understand that what you're focusing on, you're saying, okay, this is what's gonna happen. Well, it's happening, all right? Let's swim down the waterfall. Maybe we'll think about some good times, but it's nothing at all. Facts, Talsy. Yep. Happy birthday, Talsy. Thank you. Any institution, whether that be science, religion, language, etc., can ultimately collapse once you treat them as hollow pointers, hater than detentions within a solidified box upon the box. Open the box. Yeah, I agree. What is this? Are you trans? I'm not trans. Do I seem like I'm trans? I'm very female, but anyway, so it's not morally wrong to manifest an SP who's currently in a relationship. It's not morally wrong unless you say it is, and that's because all timelines are existing simultaneously, and many people have manifested that, but without chaos and disaster, because you wouldn't think it if it didn't already exist. And all the pieces will move around in perfect harmony in any way that you can think of. I mean, there's a version of that person where you are always the one and they don't want to be with that person, that third party, and that third party is madly in love with someone else. Every possibility exists, you know? Thank you, made me get so stuck in my head, the old me. Go easy on yourself. It wasn't for you. Shiloh, I don't know what this is. I'm also a Capricorn. Yay, Shiloh. Happy birthday to you. And with unique support on your bones, you do not look healthy. I'm pretty healthy. Loved your video today. I watched a tarot reading saying he was going to tell me he was choosing someone else, and I got so mad at myself for even watching it. Yeah, fuck that. Actually, I saw, like, and it's not the first time I've seen this, because I do this with my clients all day, and I'm very aware, like, of many success stories. But if you check out that video, guys, I pinned a comment from someone that actually they had the exact perfect experience where they were like, everyone was saying I was in limerence and I was crazy, but I just kept saying what I said, manifested it, and that person came in despite the age gap, despite all circumstances, and actually repeated exactly what she said it was. I couldn't stop thinking about you. It was wild. I mean, check out the video, guys. I pinned the comment for the purpose of other people getting the understanding that this shit is real. Okay? This is not bullshit. Okay? And that's the video I did about limerence and obsession. And so the reason I posted that video, guys, is no, none of you should be feeling like you're going to die without a person. But if you can take my advice where I'm explaining to you that you're the only validation and you have what you want, who the fuck is dying over someone that they have? Once you get over that, it comes in very fast, and you're also very calm. Okay, this is where you create so much resistance. You're still manifesting. You're manifesting a version of a person that doesn't want you, and it's impossible because it's still you. You're always the evidence. Seriously, guys. And again, like, I'm not a therapist, so please, if you are suffering from serious like psychosis or problems, I'm not the one that's equipped to deal with that. But this is consciousness, and it works if you do this, because I'm telling you the opposite. I'm telling you not to act from obsession, not to look outside of you for validation and evidence. And this is when the evidence shows up very effortlessly. It's that knowingness in your power, because you are everything, and also de-pedestalizing people, okay? Why are you making, and it's not because you're being like full of yourself. Like, why the hell would you make anyone? That's an experience too. That's a manifestation. You're putting someone as above you, and you're saying they're unattainable, or you're putting all your happiness on them, and they're going to reflect that back. They're going to either resist you. Excess potential is a thing, or I would just say it's an energy. I don't have them. I don't have them. Maybe I have them. I don't have them. Okay, that states. Or you're going to like just create a horrible dynamic, a version of a connection. Then people want to blame the person. They want to say, that person's an asshole because they don't want me. Well, you could easily have the version of the person that wants you if your self-concept is very important, guys. So concept of self is I am that I am. So that is like the main point of the video. You're always the validation because you're source and you're everything. So you need to self-validate in that knowing. What is the wish fulfilled? The wish fulfilled is fulfilling it internally as within, so without. Okay? So when you get that premise right, you're going to become unfuckwithable, because you're going to be like, it is whatever I say it is because it's me. Everything's me. So then you can have a pristine identity, self-concept, how you see yourself in relation to the world, who you are. So yes, you're the shit. You're the hottest. And guys, go well crazy and over the top, okay? It's your world. You're waking up in your castle every single day in your mind, okay? No one's telling you to run around and beg people to tell you that you're the most beautiful, Okay, this is the opposite. It's the same way as you're not begging your SP to want you. You have to do it internally, and then the evidence shows up. You're the only evidence. This is why people have had drastic changes. Okay, my course Shifted is very much self-concept focused, though we do have a bonus module on shifting your dynamic with your SP and having a preferable version. But mainly self-concept is huge, guys, because the world's going to see you the way you see yourself. And that is why as soon as people have started saying, I'm the hottest, I am the most magnetic, nobody compares to me, I'm always chosen, everywhere I go people just think I'm the most beautiful person in the world, they literally get that exact like evidence. They get it reflected, they get the compliments, they get the attention. So why is that, guys? Because you're the god of your reality. Okay, what else have we got? I know you're not changing the 3D. Neville teaching were very helpful in getting that. Yeah. Any advice how to drop the old version of SP for good? Well, he's an old reflection of you. So drop the old version of you and then it's done. Fucking forget it. Okay? Stop obsessing about him. Who would you be? Who's the version of you that knows that you are everything and he reflects your perfection and he shows up exactly how you want? That is it. So all this hang up and resentments and all that stuff, well, you're punishing yourself because you just keep associating with yourself in a shitty way. That's it. Okay? You do mention him a lot, lol. Yes, Neville, I know, but I also mentioned Joseph Murphy. I mean, like, look, Florence Scovel I like, but not as much. I do talk about Joe Dispenza, because I think he's fascinating. And I do also, I'm a science geek, so I mean, I would like to do a lot more of that. I'd like to actually get, either I'm going to start a separate podcast or I'd like to get more guests on this channel, though it's been, again, assumption, a little bit hard to fuse everyone together. But I had that neuroscience-based coach on my live stream at one point, and I geek out on that stuff, guys, not because science is the proof. You're actually the proof. Even scientists are saying that science has not caught up. They're actually now scientists that are fascinated by what consciousness is and can't explain it, and they have full like research institutes that are dedicated to trying to work this out. But quantum theory is fascinating, and even quantum immortality is a thing, guys. So whilst I don't deal with questions like, okay, so if infinite timelines exist, if you have someone that died, where are they? And guys, I've lost people. I lost my brother in a car accident like years ago. But like, for example, the idea that multi-world theory, that actually like everything right now is existing simultaneously. This is even like being debated by science. Like there could be a version of us that is dead, that is here now. We're only aware of what we're aware of in the now. Okay? So it's all pretty fascinating. So I'd like to do more of that just because I think it's cool. So I would suggest podcasts if you're interested in that, like Know Thyself, and there's a few other like, I can't remember actually, there's a chick, she always talks about this stuff. Maybe I'll put it in the comment section later. What else have we got? Happy birthday, Talzi. Yeah, any blah, blah, blah. I'm haha, are you trans? Oh my Buddha, people are funny. I'm so not trans. So I'm a bit of a tomboy, to be honest. Like I love my Jordans and I wear tees all the time, but I've always liked men a lot actually. And I'm very girly. What do you think about solipsism? A lot of people don't like it, but once you accept it, life can be beautiful when you realize that whoever you talk to is just yourself. I think that I understand. I don't know what solipsism is, the term, so please enlighten me. I do think that whoever you talk to is just yourself. I think that they are reflecting. So some people think that everyone's like a hologram, and I don't go that far because I think that we are still individuals, but I think we can be very intertwined, like quantum entanglement. And I think that everyone is reflecting an aspect of us no matter what, like a mirror, okay? That's also why, and also I do believe infinite reflections. So we can't experience anything with another person that isn't something that we identify with, and we contain everything. Now I've spoken about this on other live streams. That doesn't mean that someone's a narcissist, okay? Which, yes, there are. It's like I talked about limerence. It is a real thing, okay? And diagnosed narcissist, it's a real thing, okay? But there's infinite experiences we can have. No one's telling you to go with a fucking narcissist, blah, 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 so boring. Or an avoidant, but you can have the non-avoidant, whatever. But guys, the point is that you can't even experience anything that you're not aware of, and you could, be aware of something else, and you have everything within you, okay? So you could decide you want to have a certain experience, and because you're the eternal awareness and creation is finished, so you could decide, okay, I want to have a certain experience, and then people will reflect that. That's why no one to change but self. You're never changing a person. So you're not changing an avoidant, okay? You're deciding that you're the one that is loved and chased and pursued, and so then you're perceiving them as not avoidant, and you shifted a timeline. Because remember I said frame by frame, moment by moment, we can re-identify, and then we are spotlighting through from the unseen, okay, because everything is existing in the unseen. We're spotlighting that image, okay, and also they're reflecting us, our concept of self. So if we have an idea that everyone runs or they go hot and cold, well, they're reflecting that. So if we have a self-concept that people are consistent, show up, this person's consistent, their behavior changes. And guys, if you don't believe me, you can look in the comments of my tarot videos, the people that have been integrating this, or online, or I've had plenty of client success stories that have had complete 180 shifts, and I've also done it. So thank you, Tulsi, that helps me feel better. I joined your stream with Naya last year. Yeah, hi Mike Murphy. I miss Naya so much. I'd really like to do another stream with her. I'm just not sure where she's at. I might hit her up. I love doing those streams with Naya. She's the best. Thank you, girl in love. I'm sure you're beautiful too. I think you need to eat more. Okay. Most women worship me. Every woman worships you, Chris. Agreed. 100. Yeah, be the observer of your own I amness. Yeah, that's right. You're like the observer, observing the observed, which is your identity, which is shiftable, right? So this is where you become really quite a master at it, right? Like you can be more aware. So a while back, I told you guys, take, I don't like to say holistic approach, but the empowered approach. Sure, if you sit all day and you go, SB's texting me. Yeah, you're gonna get a text, but if you're not in an identity that naturally expects that people that people stick around, the text might go out, because the thing is that you are always manifesting from who you're being, and who you're being, you are observing from who you're being. So you might be in a state temporarily where your focus is only they're going to text me, they're going to text me, they're going to text me. That's why robotic affirming works quite well. And I'm not shitting on robotic affirming, guys, but I've always explained that anything that you are doing, please do it. I'm doing this for you guys to make it easy and not to make life hell. Okay? Because hell, the definition of hell is you believing your desire is outside of you and doing something to get your desire obsessively. Now, if you're doing robotic affirming because you're I'm the fucking power, so I'm not even dissing coaches that have recommended it. Even Sammy, who's big on robotic affirming and repetition, it's not like she ever said to you, it's doing it. She did do videos where she explained why. She explained that things are states, and she explained also about self-concept. She doesn't focus on it as much, but she had a lot of success. And I think it's great that people are doing things and they understand holy shit, I realize that nothing's impossible because my subconscious is going to deliver on where my focus is, okay? What I keep repeating consciously. But to have a most sustainable result, and I also think, and that's why I also like Eric from The Power of I Am, I think he's brilliant and you guys should check him out. He's honestly, to me, one of the best coaches on YouTube. We've talked privately and I think he's fucking awesome and he's a cool dude. But he explains why is it that you're manifesting a lot of things without repeating it all the time, 24 fucking 7, Okay, there's a lot of things. Like I explained, like you can think of your friend, they text you. Could we also not get to a place where we're like, okay, I'm going to direct my day through being the observer. Who am I being? If you get that identity pretty rock solid generally, and also with that backing that you're always in control, it is whatever you say it is, and you self-validate, then you can make a decision in the now. For example, if a moment ago you thought, SP doesn't want me, assume now, no, they fucking want me. Deny logic and 5 senses from a previous identity and do that. Now he explains it, Eric, from like he does cite the Bible, but not from a religious standpoint, from a metaphysical standpoint, the same way that Neville does. Now that's why I also reference Neville a lot, and all the teachers reference a lot of the Bible, okay? Because they're talking about the conscious and the subconscious. And when the conscious and the subconscious meet, it's conception, okay? So conception is like the masculine and the feminine, okay? Making love, producing a result. So your awareness being fed to your consciousness, boom, your consciousness is responsible for your outer reality, right? So what's this? I had a massive fight with the ChatGPT last night. It was basically saying me winning my SP over wasn't guaranteed but possible. Well, fuck that. Why is ChatGPT smarter than you? How ridiculous. It's so fucking stupid. And if you're identified with it, then that just shows there's an aspect of you that's doubting it. So you're in that identity. So just choose again. Why are you asking ChatGPT? Like, it exists. The version of you with your SP exists already. So all you need to do is self-validate it, right? Be the observer. Yes, we've dealt with that. Agreed. It's guaranteed if you say it is. Yes, Lisa. Theta hacking. I think that is hopeful wishes. Well, no, Chris, nothing is a wish or a hopeful wish unless you say so. You're not begging for anything, okay? I mean, literally, you're not. Like, if you can just validate it for yourself, you'll see. Just like you can wake up in the morning and validate that. Like, when you start doing this as a practice, guys, you are we're at that level now, guys. I mean, we spent a lot of time on this channel. I think you guys are advanced enough. So I want to get you guys in that place. Like, the first step is awareness, okay? A lot of people are not even aware. Now we're aware. Who are you in the habit of being? What are you in the habit of thinking about, assuming, okay? Now you're like, that's so interesting. If I could think about some of the experiences that popped up, it makes sense. I was in the habit of thinking and assuming in a certain way. Now I can think and assume in a different way because I can choose anything, and I give you the backing of why, that everything already is you, okay? Literally. And then through that conscious acceptance and awareness that everything is you and validating for self. So again, I have it. You have to fulfill the desire within. Just like I fulfill the desire within, not through a lot of effort, but like when I think of my friend now, like my reality, I'm directing it. Like literally I see things before they happen. I'm like, yeah, of course, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense, right? I'm so aware. And they're preferable because my self-concept is really rock solid, okay? And I'm so aware of this. But like, okay, yeah, you think of a friend and they pop up. You've self-validated that too. So self-validate if your SP pops in your mind or whoever. Oh, they love me so much, and accept that as true. Don't be like, they love me so much. Did I affirm it correctly and am I right? Did the affirmation police say that that was the exact right words? I mean, this is so stupid, guys. Like your inner conversations, they're getting it immediately. Like I said to you, that is why people have come in. Like the amount of times that I've had an inner conversation. So this is the thing, people are having like all these resentful conversations with people and being like, well, fuck them, they won't talk to me. No wonder they're not getting contact. Do you know how many times I've had conversations with people? I'm like, oh yeah, like this is what you're thinking, whatever. Friends, SP, family, whatever. I get the exact words. And people do it all the time that become conscious manifestors. They're like, no, this is how it is. They have conversations and then they're like, just like I said to you, check out the pinned comment on the limerence video that I did with a girl that she was like, he came in and said exactly what I was thinking. I couldn't stop thinking about you. I've been obsessed with you, no matter the circumstances, the age gap, people outside, that were challenging her, telling her that she must be crazy, and that's her old awareness, but she wouldn't buy into it, okay? How to manifest money fast. Money comes to me so easily. I'm the version of me. Money's fucking flowing to me in my sleep. Pick whatever you want. Think in alignment. So think from the version. So it's not like you have to conjure up this feeling of like insane ecstasy. You just need to consistently choose. I'm now in the state. This is who I am. I'm rich. I'm rich as fuck. I don't even know about that. This is why people go, what are the perfect affirmations? I told you I don't even do repetitive affirmations because like that's not how my mind works. I just like wander around in the day. I think about something and I go, oh yeah, that's awesome. You know, wow. Money, I make money every day. Money comes to me all the time. Or SP loves me, he's thinking about me right now. Or wow, I'm so successful. Today's amazing. Today's the best day. Everything always goes in my favor. So do it with money. I don't know. Kabbalion, correct. Kabbalion is exactly what are the laws of the universe. All is mind, right? Mental, vibration, all that stuff. How to manifest money fast? Okay, it's me. It was nothing but me. My children roam the planet Earth and will swim together as we fade away. I joined your stream with AI. Okay, we've dealt with that one. 15 levels of consciousness. It sounds like nonsense. Okay, Chris, that's fine. Well, that's your experience. No problem. Love your content. Happy birthday. Thank you. Tulsi, I love the way you're teaching law of assumption using tarot just as a guide to tell us what we're reflecting out. Thank you. I love that you get it, girl in love. This is so helpful to know what we need to focus on to change things. Yeah, guys, because why do I then say fuck it in a bucket? Like it's a snapshot of consciousness with everything existing right now, moment, in the eternal now, moment, okay? That is why people are commenting on my videos going, I just did what you said, Tulsi. Okay, there was even a girl, and I can't remember her name, and I'll keep it private anyway, but she commented on a video, okay, you know, this whole like dynamic around twin flames and they're so unattainable and you have to wait for them to like heal and do this and do that. She was like, Tulsi, I just did what you said, and every time I had a negative thought, I thought, fuck it in a bucket, and he's been texting me exactly what I want. Why do you think that is? Like, guys, come on. Okay, you're gonna go down the rabbit hole, you're gonna listen to tarot readers. Now, it's not because they're doing the wrong thing. What they're doing is if you're tuning in and you think it's a fortune telling, it's because you're resonating with that snapshot and you're carrying it forward and perpetuating it with your awareness, so that one snapshot looks like it's a never-ending experience, okay? And all you need to do is disidentify with it. It's reflecting something within you. Now, there's also subliminal programming. That's why, I really do believe in deep soul connection, even twin flames. I think we can be activated by people, like we come in, the energy is pretty intense, but I don't like what happened with like the twin flame community, where they basically, it's the fucking antithesis of what, if a twin flame, or at least the premise of it is that this is a person that's come in to awaken you to consciousness and your connection to the divine, which means that you are everything, and your twin flame is you, your mirror, that's what they always say, then why the fuck are they telling you that they need to heal and you need to heal and in divine timing, and then a karmic comes in and you gotta wait for the karmic? I mean, it's like, that's why there were cults like that, Sheila and whoever else or whatever. Guys, it's all bullshit. What do you think about twin flakes or mirror souls? Okay, I think I just answered that. Funnily enough, and I didn't even see the question. So there you go, we're in sync. Energy is energy, cause and effect. Exactly, we'll always cause, the outside's the effect. Twin flame or no twin flame, I don't care. They don't override you, okay? They might be a very intense mirror, but they're still your mirror, okay? I don't give a fuck about karmics, divine timing, healing. I don't care. And no, I don't think they share the same soul as you. I think that's rubbish. I think we're all in our individual realities, consciousness, and I think there's infinite versions of us. And I also do subscribe to multi-world theory. Otherwise, I could not explain. It's either multi-world theory or just the fact that everything is existing in the now and in the quantum field, and then we have to look into quantum immortality and all of that, which again, I can't give you the scientific explanation, but how else then can we explain glitches in the matrix people have had, things that have been revised, documents change, people coming in completely different within a moment or within no time, just from shifting. I can't otherwise explain it, okay? Let's go. And it's feeling too right on a technique approach. I had a massive fight with ChatGPT. Okay, didn't we go through this? Okay, better. You're always manifesting, period. Exactly, Lisa. Everything. May as well consciously do so, 100%. Okay, like ChatGPT used to be so submissive and agreeing, not limiting, but I think Naya did a video on ChatGPT. You may want to check her out, what she had to say about it. So, yeah, I don't know. The only thing I like chat for is that I'm not a very organized person and I don't have a personal assistant. So I just ask chat to tell me what my schedule should be. Because even though I'm not of this world, I'm in this world, because I'm a fucking space cadet most of the time anyway. And I just like it to kind of tell me, all right, what things should I focus on this week? And not just that, I had to tell it to think like me because it was making things very complicated. And I said, I want you to talk to me like and again, I could re-identify, guys. I'm not fixing myself as this, but I said, please talk to me like I have ADHD. And then it wrote a schedule perfectly. Because I get bored and I have to do things in a certain way and like I'm creative and all that, and that's just how my mind works. So thank you. You look adorable. Thank you. I don't do repetition apps, just decide. Yeah, thanks, Lisa. That's right. Look, it's whatever you like, okay? You know, I do the same thing, Lisa. What I do the most, and that's also why I like Eric's channel a lot, because he starts every video with, like, he focuses so much on the I am that I am. That's why his channel is The Power of I Am. And he'll do the whole mantra, like, you know, I'm all there is, I'm perfection, I'm love, nobody compares to me, etc., etc. Now I have my own mantra that gets me into my God state. I like to start my day with that, no matter what. And then as far as like things that I want, sometimes I do specific apps, or I do sometimes write down lists and I go, my list is done. I've done everything, but usually now at this point, particularly with personal relationships, what I like to do is things pop in my mind and I have inner conversations, or I think about it, I describe it as I want it to be, and it pops up fast. Yeah? Okay, so beautiful. Thank you. I use your tarot readings as a reflection, keep myself on target. Great, Lisa. But you're always on target, so you don't need to worry. We can make SP, soulmate, we decide. No, I do believe that a twin flame is only spiritual. Not only spiritual, it's very physical. It is physical, for sure. The mighty now, whatever you believe to be true will be true. Correct, Lisa. 100, 100. I love your approach. So happy someone shares that with me. Same as my approach on my tarot and coaching channel. Fantastic. I'm going to have to check out your channel, Butterfly Empress 777. Everyone check her out if you don't already. Love your channel. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, that's good. I think it's great that people are combining the two. It's very rare to see the two worlds meet. I mean, I don't like that assumption because it caused some issues for me in a previous state that was making it not enjoyable for me. And this is my passion. So I don't know what to do when I don't have passion. I was getting a little bit down, but I'm out because I changed my assumption. I decided again, I was like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. This is how it is. She did a short on it saying that there's actually a disorder if you rely on it. What's that? Oh yeah, saying, you're talking about Naya. Are you Mike Murphy? I think so. I just trust in the knowing. Yep, perfect. The trusting in the knowing is like the biggest thing, guys, because that is you knowing you're the evidence. I really think that's the game changer, because you can always fall back on that. That's going to have you not checking for evidence, because that is the biggest quote unquote hold up, the illusion of something not being there and materializing, or the hold up is literally you not trusting and that and knowing, okay? Because what happens is, and I've explained this in every video, okay? And even from the beginning, guys, it's not like I changed my style or my attitude. You can go back to the very first video I ever did. It was a repost from TikTok, and I said, the secret sauce is the I am. Okay, it's not the technique. Yes, you can do the techniques as a reinforcement, but it's the I am, it's the knowing, okay? Now, when you do that, again, you're having an entire experience through a state. How can you be in the state of knowing or having and not having? You just can't. And the problem that people have is they don't trust in the knowing. So how do we get into the trust of the knowing? Is understanding that fundamental basic, that it is all you. So you're the evidence and that is it. So if you can just keep bringing yourself back and don't freak out that you fucked anything up if you have a weird thought or you feel, also feelings, guys, not that your feelings aren't valid, but shit, like I wake up some days and I feel weird or I feel a little anxious about things. My God, it doesn't mean that everything that I've ever wanted is not here and I fucked up. You know what I do is I go, I don't give a shit how I feel. I don't give a shit. Everything's working for me. I have it. That's a pretty good thing that I do, and it usually snaps things into place. I mean, we have collective energy, you know, sometimes things feel weird and then you find out like something's happened in your environment or your friend or whatever. It's like you don't need to put the story on top that like now everything's gone to hell in a handbasket. Do you know what I mean? Thank you. You're amazing. Peak energy, authentic, high vibe, to the point, love, frequency. Yeah. I just trust in the knowing. Cool. Hello. She's very sweet. Do you snore when you sleep? I don't. Actually, I've asked all my boyfriends. I don't snore. They do. Some of them. I just wear noise cancelling earphones because I can't stand noise when I sleep. Exactly the same for me. What you just said, because my passion is tarot manifesting. Lovely. Good. Follow your passion. Passion's everything. I listened to your reading 2 days ago and my SP contacted me a day later. Yes, he did. Presumptuous. He, she. I'm sure it's a he. It's my intuition. One of my favorite things to say I learned from Olivia at Master Manifestors and saying, no, it's this way now. Yeah, Lisa, I do it all the time. That's the thing. If something pops up that doesn't look perfect, okay, you either give it no meaning or you say, well, I'm already in my end. Like, that's hilarious. It doesn't mean anything. Okay? Just don't indulge it. Okay, so that's the thing. It's like you don't have to like be so scared and have all these tactics to deal with it. Okay? Like you could just make it mean whatever you want it to mean. Again, I'm not talking about, this works for everything, guys. So you can go to other channels that talk about love and money, and some people are down to their last fucking dollar and they've turned it around really quickly, but I don't do that on my channel, okay? I focus on love, and I don't do health stuff, but it works. So, but I'm gonna tell you, it's like if something happens with your SP, like something pops up, they say something, you see a third party, do you know how little of a fuck you should give? Like literally, give no fucks, because the meaning of that's gonna change with you, literally, or it's going to go away. Or like what you thought, seriously, people have done this and then like that third party is like, it was not what you thought because you're in a different state, or somehow, some way that has led to exactly what you affirmed in the first place, like from the state. Like you've just got to stick to your stage. Now the issue with intrusive thoughts, and I did a video on intrusive thoughts, is people become obsessed with the truth. I don't think that we need to correct every single thought unless you're obsessed with it. And that's my only issue with the whole technique game here on YouTube, not because they don't work and not because the creators aren't brilliant, but some people misinterpret it like it's a chore and that they have to be perfect. And if they don't have perfect thoughts, that they can't have what they want. That's why I'm like, well, like not a technique, but an embodiment in itself is, I'm the fucking validation. So if I'm not validating that stupid thought, then it can't be right. Or that experience is not mine. Or I don't identify with that because I'm that I am. This is how it is. Okay. I love Neville. My life changed completely. I'm a law of assumption teacher. Yay, great. Do you have a YouTube? I'd love to see. Much love, Talsy. Everything you say is fact. Who's Eric? Eric's from The Power of I Am. It's with a K, but his YouTube channel is called The Power of I Am. Eric, yeah, that's right. Sorry, someone's answered that. I think Elmer Locker Jr.'s here on YouTube. Yeah, very fucking boring. He's really good. Look, he was, his granddaddy was like in with Neville. He's had his ups and downs, but he's a pretty knowledgeable guy. I know that he's had some personal struggles lately. Thank you. Happy birthday. Oh, Lisa, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right, guys. Well, I hope that helped or answered your questions, because I'm going to go and I'm going to get ready because I'm going out tonight with some friends, and I've got a weekend planned. But I love you guys a lot, and it was just nice to get on and chat. And I hope in essence that that was helpful. And guys, I've put together a couple of free resources for you guys. Obviously, you know I have a whole course called Shifted. I'm not just here to plug that. You can check it out if you want to, but otherwise, I have 2 free primers. And basically one, for those of you that are kind of new to this, that are into tarot, but you're starting to understand what I say, like tarot mirrors your consciousness, I've linked it in all my latest videos. I'll link it underneath this live replay. It's like a reset 7-day primer. And I also have another resource for those of you who are into conscious manifesting and you tarot enthusiasts that like teaches you this exact topic that we're talking about, why you're the evidence, and how to like reset yourself and remind yourself that you're the evidence to get into the knowing, so that manifestation becomes effortless, guys. So fuck this whole, it's January, new year, new me, and I'm setting my intentions for the year. Set your intentions as in they're done in the now, from what I explained, because they are, and just stick to that with the knowing and validate for yourself. No one outside of you is higher than you, can validate it for you, or you don't need to wait on anyone. So put yourself at the fucking top. Seriously, I am that I am, and then self-concept, okay? Love you guys so much. Thank you for the birthday love. I love you guys. I'm gonna see you very soon, okay? Big kisses. Best ever high five. Lovely evening. Yes. All right, guys. See you soon.